Welcome to Redvee TV's Instant Fan Reaction, supported by Chapel House for the 2023 season, as we reflect on St Helens' 13 points to 12 victory over the Leeds Rhinos here at Headingley this evening. I tweeted last night, Kevin, that there's nothing wrong with a draw in rugby league. I completely retract that statement because both sides deserve 0 from that game tonight, and at least one of them went home with nothing.
I think both teams need to reflect on that game, go home and think about what they've done. Because I called them consistently inconsistent, and that's exactly what we got tonight.
Was it? What was inconsistent? I thought everybody consistently bad.
The ball, yeah. The one thing I will start off with, Leeds had players dropping like flies. Want to pay a little bit of tribute to that. The fact that they stayed in the game with so many reshuffles. I know we take the mick out of other teams, Leeds being one of them, and why not? But tonight, I thought that they
even looked more dangerous when they went down to 12 as well.
Yeah, they did. They didn't let anything faze them. Whether that's down to our own haphazard handling of the ball, or whether it's down to their better play, I think you can call it 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. Possibly
the worst display of ball handling I have seen from a Saints team in many a year. It's actually testament to us that we only managed to concede 12, considering how much we give away.
Yeah, we seem to give away possession like on the first, second, third tackle very early.
I think I was singing, we've got the ball, we've dropped the ball, we've dropped the ball.
Yeah, we just didn't have that discipline. I keep saying it, and I'm bored of saying it, that we didn't have that discipline with the ball. We didn't. When you've got it second tackle and you're dropping a ball after Leeds have committed an error, whether that be a knock-on or they've turned it over or whatever, you've got to be disciplined. And I'm not talking penalties or anything like that. I'm talking about just keeping hold of the ball, wrapping it up, playing a couple of sets out. We also said the completion rate there must have been absolutely
single figures,
horrendous. It must have. Well, the thing is, we'll probably look at it. It'll be 90% for both teams, and you're going, how? But it just instant coming off there. You think it was two tramps fighting in a ditch over the last bag of chips,
and then still dropping them on the floor. First half, attacking wise, we looked well off it, didn't we? Slow, ponderous, looked like we didn't have much structure. When we did manage to expedite the ball out, we were just flinging it. Yeah. You've seen, even late on in the game, when we're trying to set up for a drop goal, I don't think Lewis Dodd got given the ball cleanly once.
From two different hookers as well. That's Lussick and Roby both giving him poor balls out there. And whether one of them that came on the fourth, he could have taken it in, and the mindset there to get Tommy Makinson or Johnny Lomax onto the ball to then take the drop goal. I don't know whether that was there or whether we've just worried a little bit too much. I don't know if panic sets in that little bit. And if panic sets in that little bit, you've got to have your main players calming you down. You've got to have that. You've got to be able to just settle the ship when you need it. And tonight, as you say, first half, we just looked flat. We looked really flat. And I know people have been bagging our attack, and rightly so. You're not giving.
Richie knows, Kev. And I'm holding this, and I'm holding that. You all that.
You're not. Then I can get the badge in then. That's all.
Where'd you get that jersey, Kev?
I got my email and picked it up from the club shop, like others who've pre-ordered can. Yeah, we've been bagging our attack, and rightly so, because we're not giving teams things to think about, and you want to see a little bit more. And all Lewis Dodd's taken a couple of pelters. In defence, though, tonight, he was targeted a little bit, and I think he's done really well.
There was a try saver in the first half as well, when I'm not sure who was short of the line, but that's because Dodd's got over the top and forced his arms to the ground. He's tackled hard. Listen, you can't give Lewis Dodd pelters in attack there because the entire squad.
Yeah, everything was wrong about it, yeah.
Full stop. And to be honest, when Lewis Dodd kicked that drop goal to win the game, I had absolutely no doubt he would put it over after 5 settlers. I just said
Get
to you,
his eye
they kept going wide right. So all I said to you is, just aim it 10 metres to the left of the sticks and it'll go straight down the middle.
If only it was that easy, eh? If only it was that easy. But the thing is, though, I think there's a lot of things that you can fix in that game. There are.
Not dropping the ball to start with.
Not dropping the ball to start with. Giving teams something to think about. Just stuff like, when you play the ball, concentrate on playing the ball. Don't get held up in looking at the referee.
Yeah. And I think Alex Walmsley was guilty of that a couple of times tonight. Yes, he is probably being interfered with to play the ball, but referees just see you as trying to milk it.
Yeah. So just, listen, if you're not going to get it, and I know there might be a hand in there that does make you stop and have to reset yourself to play the ball and play the ball correctly, which is the main thing. Just play the ball correctly. Don't lose it there and end up giving the other team possession. But there's just a couple of things that we can fix up, almost get out of our own heads that there's something going wrong there. Let the referee make that decision. Don't worry about it.
Discipline very nearly cost us in that extra time period as well. Sione once again seeing yellow for going low round by the knees when there's two men holding up. You know you can't do it again. It nearly cost us the game. Luckily, Reece Martin was a couple of metres short with the penalty. But we've given Leeds plenty of opportunities to win that tonight.
We have. And Paul Wellens said that after the game last week, we've spoken about discipline. If he needs to have another word, he needs to start dropping players, let alone resting them. Or,
They're already banned.
Well, no, let alone that. If he gets 2-3 weeks, we'll say, then sit him out for another. Well, you're not playing because you're a liability to us. Is Sam Royal as effective as Sione Matautia? You'd argue no, because Sione's got a lot more experience. But does Sam Royal do anything wrong? So you get him in.
What I will say about Sione's tackle, which you see in yellow for, you see that
You do.
loads of times in the game and nothing comes of it.
You do. But it's just a case of we need to clean that up. We do need to clean that up. And we're just not doing it. And listen, the time for words is over. It's the time for actions now. And they've got to take that responsibility. And this isn't just aimed at Sione. This is aimed at whoever is getting the bans. We've had it in the past. Morgan Knowles is one. Sirenen's another who's had it. James Bell's had his issues. It goes through the team. I'm not picking on one player here. I'm just saying as a collective, we need to clean it up.
Tommy Makerton, 300th appearance in the Redvee tonight, scores a trademark try. Great cut-out ball from Jack Wellesby, doing what Tommy does to get us on the board. The second try, a great short ball from Lewis Dodd to send Curtis in, and people forget these moments.
Lewis Dodd, at the start of the second half, played more on the front foot. And all of a sudden, you play more on the front foot, you're more dangerous. And that is that the little glimmer that we need to see from him? Is that drop goal a little bit of a confidence booster? You'd hope so. We've still got people turning around saying he needs dropping. And Lewis, if you do watch this, or whoever watches this and lets you know, stay off social media, mate. Don't listen to people bagging you or anything like that. Don't read below the line. There's no point.
Don't read the press when everybody's building you up when we're winning, and don't read too much into it when we lose.
Correct. That's it. It's a lovely little short ball, and Cyril goes over. It's one of them nights that I'm coming away from it, and as you say, it seems a travesty that either team's got points from that.
There would have been no arguments had we lost that game.
No. I think that's the thing. There wouldn't have been, because we gave Leeds so many chances, and it's just a fact. I think that it's caught up with them having bodies missing. Yeah. And I think they adapted perfectly to it, but in normal time they could have done with, obviously, a couple more points, because we still look flat. We looked like we had a nice purple patch start the second half, and then it kind of went a bit flat again when Leeds were trying to throw it about. That's how teams play against us. I think I'm not going to drag it out yet, but I know someone tweeted me personally with after the Leeds drop goal with them celebrating. I'm not going to childishly go and dig out the Lewis Dodd one and send it back to him.
No, You're much more grown up, that, Kev.
Yeah.
The league's getting tight, isn't it? Obviously, Leigh have beat Warrington tonight. I think there's Saints are off. I think 6 on the table, 6 points off the top with a game in hand to come home to Huddersfield at some point. Magic against Huddersfield next week. Other teams will drop points given the format of it. Obviously, first v second, first v fourth from last year. If you'd have asked me last week, I would have said Huddersfield would have been a perfect game for us. They look like they found form the last couple of weeks. They've obviously took Salford close and they've beat Castleford comfortably tonight. Going to be a tough one at Magic next week.
That's because they've got a Super League winning scrum halfback. Theo Farge is taking them around the park. He's more of a functional rather than spectacular halfback, but what he brings to them is invaluable, and that's why he's gone over there. That's why they wanted him. If they've got a 9 playing as well who can take them around the park, they'll be troublesome to us because it wasn't easy over at their place either. The video session for that game should tell us everything we need to fix up. A week is a short time to do it.
You've dropped the ball.
Yeah.
Why did you drop the ball? It's just, yeah, there's a lot. Listen, there's loads to work on.
Yeah.
I'd like to say I'm going away happy. But I'm going home with a broken leg instead.
Oh.
Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And we'll see you next week on Redvee TV.